Hey guys, so for my assignment number 4, I decided to do a unit that I've kind of tried last year when I was teaching. It's a unit based on finding bias in media, finding relevant information and evidence to use in a presentation to show that your point of view is accurate in an argumentative presentation. Looking at this, I know we haven't had the chance to use this actually in the classroom since it's a summer class. Like I said, I've actually done this before last year. So I think for the most part, my tasks provide the appropriate amount of evidence to identify if the students are doing well on the topic. So basically, I kind of have it broken down into 3 different days. First day, I'm doing a mini lesson trying to teach them what bias is, a strategy that we use called RADCAB to find bias and relevant information in media sources. So I go over that. We do a kind of guided lesson practice together where I pull up a web page on the projector. We go through the whole RADCAB. It's an acronym, so the 6 different steps to see if it's something they should be able to use or not. Then I go into letting them practice the rest of it. I give them 2 more websites for them to check. They do RADCAB. I walk around and make sure that they understand it. From there, we actually move on into doing a project. So I give them 1 of 5 different conspiracy theories that they can research. It's kind of a fun topic. The kids enjoy kind of reading about something that's not as academic, so a little bit more into it. And it's a really good way to show bias and find relevant evidence because there's so many crazy people out there and so many weird websites with conspiracy theories that it's really good practice. So I give them a list of about 5 websites they can use. They could pick between 5 different conspiracy theories. They have to find 2 reasons whether they're going to say the conspiracy theory is real or not real. Off those 2 reasons, and they have to find 2 pieces of evidence from those websites that I give them that supports their point of view. So that's kind of the second day of what they're doing. And then the third day, they're using that information they found to make a multimedia presentation. So that's something like Google Slides, PictoChart, Prezi, anything like that. They're putting together a presentation to show the class. So I think it's a really good real world type of learning, as especially now in our society we have a lot of media sources that aren't always accurate. You have to read very critically when you're reading anything in the news today. There's a lot of bias, there's a lot of evidence that isn't so great. So I think this unit that I set up does a really good job of teaching the kids not only how to do find bias, but also the importance of doing it. The one thing I would change, I would like to do this a little bit longer. I think that it's kind of a hard topic to get done in 2 or 3 days, and it needs some extra practice more than just 1 day. So I would like to, in the future, do this for a little bit longer, have a couple of formative assessments in there before they actually start doing their final project. I think that's going to give them better practice. It helps me out. I can see if they're struggling on something a little bit easier than if I'm just walking around and talking to them. If I grade a formative and 20 kids are struggling on the same thing, it makes it easy for me to teach that again. So I would like to spread it out a little bit longer, but also at the same time, I think that summative assessment of the presentation does do a good job of showing what they understood. Because if they put that presentation together and the evidence that they found to support their point of view, is it really relevant and sounds just like an author's perspective, it's someone's personal opinion, it kind of shows that they didn't quite understand it. And then on the other hand, if they have very good information, it's factual, it shows that they understand bias and what makes a good piece of evidence to use not only in a presentation, but also shows that they can understand how to do this when reading any sort of article.